Yo, welcome to the show. We're doing this like terrible, like three-way thing. I don't like that, man. What's up? You guys are still muted, so I can't hear you.
Whoops.
We love three ways. You could have kept it.
Wow, no, dude, I can't. I cannot abide that. Oh, so welcome to the stream, everybody. This is Out of Battery Live, and today we have a very special guest for you from what I would consider our sister show over at Serialless. Very cool show. Dude, Danny's repping the
Bro, rep your friends. Always rep your friends.
But before we get into that, let's first talk about a few things. Number one, Maker's Match. What's going on with that, Swarm?
Baker's Match is going to be this weekend, if you guys haven't heard. So it's Monroeville, Pennsylvania. It is open to the public. It is not something that you have to be there shooting. You can absolutely come and just hang out if you want. And what it's going to be is a fantastic gathering of some of the best people in the world, the people that you know and love, people who print guns and shoot them, not just post pictures on Instagram. So come out and hang out with us, Monroeville, Pennsylvania. I think it starts at like, 9-ish, something like that. And there's going to be a lot of really, really cool people there. From what I understand, it's going to be better than the last 2 years. And the last 2 years have been phenomenal. So that'll be fantastic. And then there is an after party at the Gamer House. All you have to do to get to that is just talk to one of us fine people. So find us in Monroeville. Come shoot with us. Come have some fun. Join us at the Maker's Match.
And we will be pretty visible because we will be doing all of the media work. So we'll be going live during the episode. So we during the match. So if you want to stop by, let us know, and we'll see you there.
And correct me if I'm wrong. That's our 1 year anniversary, the Out of Battery 1 year anniversary.
That is correct. So we will have been an entity in some form or another for exactly 1 year during the match, which, you know, I feel like that's a big accomplishment. We survived all of our pitfalls and foibles for at least a year. I mean, I guess we can't say that for one more week. Next week we can say that's it. It might be a really bad week. We don't know.
It's going to be great. And in only 17 more years, we're going to be legal. So just keep that in mind.
We just got to survive teen pregnancy.
Oh my God. Before you get us into trouble, I have some what's new in gun cans. So right here, this is, according to what I'm reading right here, a fucking grenade. So if you are interested in grenades, a gentleman by the name of Stubbs over at Black Lotus Coalition is working on 3D printable grenades in a variety of form factors. And yeah, this is, you know, it's always exciting to see tech that's sort of related, if a touch ancillary to guns, crop up in this space. It's a bit fun. I don't know. I'm here for it. And here we have the Burgess revolver, which has undergone some pretty major iteration. That is also over at Black Lotus Coalition. And Danny Meatball, what am I looking at right here?
This is, gosh, and I haven't dug too deep into it, but this is the DB alloy, I do believe, and if I got it all correct, and please anybody correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like it is a send cut send upper. Is that correct? God, look at me go. Yeah, so more into the Mac homemade upper area, and it's fucking gorgeous. So
it's actually not a homemade upper. It's reinforced with send cut send side plates. That does take a standard Mac upper.
Well, there you go. Reinforced.
That one is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You know more about it than I do. Please.
I was gonna say, so that's one of the uppers from 3D Print Freedom. So if you guys have seen some of the new vendors that people who are bringing out some of the Macs, that's one of his, and he has an option where you can get the ones that are just raw, which look absolutely awesome because you can do some really sick shit with them.
So quick question about this: is this released or is this still in beta?
As far as I know, it's still in beta.
Yeah.
I've only seen videos of him shooting it at the range, and he has put a couple hundred through it. So
what's up, dude? I can't see
Hey,
StreamYard
baby.
right now, so I didn't realize you were here. What's up, Middleton?
I've just been
Welcome to the
admiring
stream,
you,
dude.
man. Just been admiring you.
So I'm gonna transition back. So that is all for what's new in GunCat, I believe. Does anyone have anything else?
No.
I have another thing, dude.
Uh-oh.
Fucking YouTube canceled my boy, dude. What the heck?
Yeah.
Middleton, talk to me about this. What happened, man?
Yes, this is interesting. So there's someone who actually asked, "Hey, I'm having trouble putting together my Mac 11 bolt. Blah, blah, blah. Are there any videos out there?" And I'm gonna go, "Actually, I have one." Yeah, just go to my channel, look up Mac 11. You'll see me putting together a bolt. I don't show like how to actually do everything, but if you need to know how to assemble the bolt itself, you're good. 2 hours later, I got a fucking strike, and I go, "Oh man, you know what? It was just a matter of time. I knew that they'd take it down because it shows assembly. Although there's tons of assembly videos on YouTube already. I'm the small guy, whatever." And I woke up the next morning to a total of 7 videos being included in that strike. So interesting thing, YouTube doesn't strike individual videos anymore. You get one strike event that could have multiple videos in it. So I had 7 videos, which for me, I had 40,000 views on those 7, which for me is a big deal. For some of the bigger guys, not really, but 40,000 views, 7 videos removed. And the part that pisses me off is I appealed them, and in the appeal you can talk about it and all that kind of thing. One of them was literally just me printing a DJI drone bracket. It's a part for a Mavic Air that could hold like a GoPro on it. Just printing that part as an 8-second clip, and I got a firearms violation for that one. And the appeal was rejected. And then the second video was just me doing the Ask Me Anything. Hey guys, I quit my job doing the video producer. I'm going all in a Middleton made, blah, blah, blah. That one got a strike. And I'm like, there's no guns in the whole fucking video. So just
That feels personal.
Yeah.
So,
and that's
you
one of
end
the
up...
things.
Sorry.
can-
Did you end up with a warning or a strike?
It's a strike. So this is technically my 3rd strike, but my 2 other strikes just fell off. So
Okay.
I'm good. But so I've signed up for Utreon. I'm waiting for Utreon to actually make it a creator account and sync the videos over. Rumble was supposed to have been synced this whole time. However, I lost all those videos because they didn't sync them all over. So I'm going to go through my archive and see if I have them backed up. But yeah, we really need to work on a platform, or trying to get some of the bigger creators to move to a platform, or at a minimum sync their stuff over so it posts somewhere else, so we have different options. Because I was fuming that day, and the first thing I did when I sat down to eat my lunch, popped open YouTube, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's just habit. That's the place where all the creators go. If you want to learn about the new phones, what are you going to do? You're going to open up some tech YouTuber. You're not going to go to Utreon and look up Marquez Brownlee. Like,
Have you seen the Star Wars show Andor?
I've heard of it, but I have not watched it. I
So-
kind of fell off after 2nd season of Mandalorian.
Arguably, it's the only good Star Wars thing that has been made since Return of the Jedi. Okay, and
I'll disagree, but continue.
I actually kind of like the prequels, but I wasn't gonna admit to
Phantom
it on
Menace is
stream.
actually fucking
That's-
baller.
Dude, Jar Jar Binks, he's fucking based as hell, dude. The in Andor, there's like a bit where one of the characters who is starting the fledgling rebellion says that part of his plan is for everyone to suffer more, right? Because it takes that amount of everyone being suffering for there to actually be any change.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think it's going to take a lot more of the big names getting banned off of the major platforms for there to be any reason to move to another platform, because the eyeballs are on YouTube. They're on Instagram. They aren't on fucking Rumble. No one has ever heard of Rumble outside of these like weird internet communities, guys.
Well, Russell Brand, but go ahead.
Fair
Who
enough.
is that?
If you guys haven't checked out Russell Brand, very based. You should give him a
He's
listen.
so ironically, Pierce Morgan as well is becoming. He used to be one of the worst people to listen to, and he's getting progressively more and more conservative. So that's kind of cool. The thing with the YouTube that is really disheartening, though, like this whole situation, is even when the large channels are attacked, they have contacts, they have recourse. Demolition Ranch was removed completely off of YouTube, got reinstated. He's all good. But now, I don't have my tinfoil near me. Shit. Tinfoil hat time. I think the whole plan for this is you can have all these big guys who actually have the following and could affect the bottom dollar. Those guys are fine. They can post whatever they want. They're going to fall in line if YouTube tells them, oh, you can't show 30-run magazines anymore. It has to be 29. They'll do it. For me, they'll just go through my shit. For you, they'll go through all your shit, and all your stuff can be flagged. So your 4,000 people, even if you got all of them, let's say you got every single one of your followers to never use YouTube again. Oh, well, like,
Yeah.
that's not going to affect them. So as long as the big guys are doing what they want,
Yeah.
we're stuck. Like, and that's the
So-
shitty thing.
Quick pause to the conversation. I want to ask our guest today his thoughts on this particular topic, because it's a topic that, frankly, any creator on YouTube in this space has to deal with on a regular basis. So without further ado, welcome our guest today, Guns from the Grave. What's up, dude?
What's up, beautiful people?
What is
Howdy.
going on?
Oh man,
So-
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Before we talk about your background or anything like that, I really do want to know what your thoughts are on this problem. Did you guys get a strike?
No, we never actually got a strike on our channel or anything. I think it sucks though. I got on my personal page, I've had a couple videos taken down.
Okay.
Videos would not have to do with like any firearm, just like talking about settings for 3D orientations and shit like that, but not actually showing any guns. But I had some shit taken down, and it gets frustrating. I can tell you that for sure. But I'm not like big, so I can tell like someone who like you said Middleton, he got like 40,000 views. Like that can really suck. I got like just a couple thousand, but it still sucks though.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
The-
disheartening. Like when
Yeah.
you put a day's worth of work into making a video, and then they're like, no.
Meanwhile, you're browsing through and you see some kid with like a Switch telling you guys, like,
Yeah.
how's this shit still up there? Like 2 million views. It's crazy.
Yeah, we were at Snow's place for his episode, and he was trying to figure out how to weld up his weld Mac, and lo and behold, there's just an old ass weld Mac video that's up, and he was like, "I'm shocked that this still exists. Like it's still up." So it's like it's so fucking random.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pick and choose, but you know,
Partially,
do?
I think it is just a matter of scale for them. Like, if they could have perfect enforcement, they would. But they're just dealing with like multiple days of video uploaded per second, right? So you, on some level, it's impossible for them without, running programs over the data as it comes in, which have error rates in both directions, false positives and false negatives. And, we see both of those even in our community.
The most frustrating thing about it is like the patronizing of the appeal process, because when you hit appeal, it asks you, would you like to leave a comment? And you're like, yeah, sure. I'll explain why this video doesn't violate the policies. For instance, the drone one where it's just a bracket. You can't tell what it is, but it's a bracket for a drone. I explain that. There's not a person looking at that to actually verify it. And I understand you need how many hours of people every single day. You need thousands of hours to reveal that content every day, but it's just nuts. Like, what's the point of even hitting appeal if you're not going to actually appeal it? Like,
Yeah.
On some level, it would kind of be nicer for everyone if the bottom of the strike, instead of saying, appeal the strike, just said "fuck you," right? Like that.
if it was
If
like,
you were
yeah,
honest, it would be pretty nice.
I agree. It'll be straight up and straightforward.
So to get a little into your background, before you were in the 3D printed gun community, were you like into printers? Were you into guns? What sort of launched you into 3D printing guns to begin with?
Oh man, it kind of all happened like very quickly. Like first all the riots and shit was going on during the pandemic, so I decided to finally just get a gun. Then I had a gun, and then I seen videos of people like customizing them and shit. Like I thought people were like taking them to the gunsmith and just buying parts and getting them to fix it. But then I found out people are building them themselves. So I'm like, okay, let me get a P80. So I got a P like I built like two P80s within like I'd say 3 months, and then somewhere around YouTube I just found printing, and then I just bought it. I thought like the 3D printers cost like thousands of dollars, but someone said like you can get like an ender for like $100. So I think I just bought it without hesitation. Didn't really know what to do with it until like I seen PSR like his shit like popped up immediately around that time too, and I'm like, okay, so basically it's like a P80, but I just have to print my own frame. I think I can do that. So it's been smooth sailing since then. It all just happened
Oh
like
yeah.
during the pandemic, like all at once.
it's
kinda.
funny because it's like a light bulb moment when you finally have it click. You're like, oh shit, I can make this for like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
cheaper, and I can make it mine, like my
Yeah.
own style, my own color.
Exactly, yeah. And then that's where the customization and all that shit came in because, I thought they looked kind of. I mean, it's kind of cool to make your own gun, but it still kind of looked kind of like toys and bland. So I just wanted to kind of push the bar, like how realistic can you make this thing look? Like how fucking cool can you make one look? So both of those.
And part of that process for you for figuring out how you can make stuff look cooler led you to Cerakote, or were you doing Cerakote before you got into this?
No. Got me into Cerakote. Just 3D printing got me into a lot of things. just starting from 3D printing. So yeah, it got me into Cerakote, hydro-dipping, sanding and shit. I haven't welded yet, but it opens doors for welding and just all types of stuff. So that's what I really appreciate about the 3D printing guns. It's not just about building guns, but you can learn to do all types of stuff.
There is very much like, I don't know, the modern world has deeply discouraged people from building things.
Yeah.
And guns are a very complex machine, right? Like engineers spend a lot of time thinking about how to make these things and like tune them and get them right. And the fact that it's possible to design your own and print it and get all the parts you need and assemble it and shoot the damn thing, it's a very eureka moment thing where it's like, oh, maybe they lied to me. Maybe I can build whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. And I think it also just teaches you more about, you could just buy a gun and just leave it there and you don't really know shit about guns. But building one, it kind of makes you respect firearms in a sense, and just just being safe with it and just knowing how it works. You know all these politicians and shit are lying. about the ways they describe machine guns, and you're like, no, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, it does a lot. Just getting into it. So I can see why people wouldn't want you to build ones, because you have all the answers and you're being lied to.
Especially in today's age. I talk to my boss about this all the time, and in my job they really encourage like getting bachelor's degrees and stuff, and I'm schooling's all right, but the way I explain it to him is like I have everything that I like genuinely want to do at my fingertips, right? Hop on YouTube, hop on social media or whatever, and I learn exactly what I want to do and get proficient at that. I don't need all the extra bullshit. And in today's day and age, like we can do that. You can learn how to Cerakote without having to go to a gunsmith school or whatever. We can learn how to run Fusion 360. So, and you're never going to stop that. We're past that point.
Yeah, man. I looked up their Cerakote classes. They're like $3,000 to $5,000. I'm like, man, YouTube is free, my friend. So
YouTube University, baby.
Yeah, trial and error.
So, with the Cerakote classes, is it the type of thing where like you get a certification that you're able to do it, or is it just the knowledge that's on YouTube?
You get a Cerakote certification. Honestly, I don't know what that can do for you. I guess you can just say, hey, I took the class, I'm certified to use this shit. But I mean, I for a job like that, I think a portfolio would do you more justice than a certification.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess you can just learn all the secrets all at once instead of going out and gathering your knowledge yourself. So it can be convenient if you got the money. But for average folks, I would say just use YouTube.
So I'm like vaguely aware that hydro-dipping exists, and I've seen videos of people doing it, but I know nothing about it. So could you, explain like I'm a dummy?
Yeah, it's like the process of paint being on a sheet of paper, and you liquefying the paper to put that design on. You're dipping it onto the sheet of paper, and the paper kind of just paints itself on whatever surface that you have. I think I started seeing people doing that like on shoes and sandals and stuff like that. So I just thought, how can I do that on my gun? And there was a little eureka moment when I had the Louis Vuittons, because I had a bunch of designs and they're kind of all hard to use, but the Louis Vuitton was so easy, it just kind of like it just went on there perfect. So once I got that, I was like, okay, maybe we're on to something there.
And you dip shoes for that?
I've never dipped shoes, but you can dip shoes.
Would you dip in the Louis?
I did a magazine and I did a Glock slide. I did a Danny Meatball magazine.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And that was like
Back
kind
in
of the
the day.
first build that put me out there, I guess, when my Louis Vuitton one.
Now, were you doing this with like the actual legit things where you have like a catalyst and stuff like that, or did you do it the getaway like I've done, where you get like 5 cans of spray paint and just a bucket of water?
Spray painted it white. I didn't even have a sander, a bead blaster at that time, so I used the fucking this paint strip and like a metal brush, and just scraped it. Then I spray painted it, and then you do the hydro dip process, and it kind of worked like that. And you use like a special type of hydro dip paint protector coat to protect it. I remember the first time I did it, it looked perfect, but then I used like a spray paint protector coat, and it was all sticky, and it got dirty like in like an hour. It was already trash, so I had to do it again. But yeah, hydro dipping's pretty neat. There's some other hydro dippers out there that you guys need to check out. So people are starting to do it. And
how durable is it? Like, if you hydro dip a mag, do you sort of expect the pattern to last as long as a 3D printed mag will?
Not really. They can take some wear. I guess it really just depends how like rough you are with it. Like I've had certain designs that kind of peel off, but that's just because of the way the design is. The Louis Vuitton one, like I said, like that one just put on so perfectly. That one's still good today. It's still like damn near brand new.
Hell
But
yeah.
my anime ones, there's just too much detail and shit. Those like peel off eventually.
Hmm.
So
Have you
really just
found that? Have you found that individual materials work better or worse, like printed materials like PLA versus nylon for hydro dipping?
I would say yes. I've never gotten the chance to hydro dip nylon. But what I'd say doing the slides, the metal slides are way easier. And if you mess up, you can just start over. I guess you could kind of do it with 3D printed. Every time I messed up on a 3D printed, I just use another 3D printed part. Because I only did magazines, but I guess there can be a way to do it. It's kind of harder to get things to stick on PLA in uh, my experience. Maybe nylon would probably be easier, but PLA it's like smooth. You need things that's kind of like rough a little bit.
If you do the really ghetto way, that's the only way I've ever gotten it to stick. Where I had a big Tupperware like storage thing, and I filled it up with water.
Yep.
Sprayed like 5 different colors of spray paint onto the water, and that worked. But
Yeah.
using actual hydro dipping stuff, it needs all that like scuffed. Maybe if you sand it or something first.
Oh yeah, I think doing the spray paint way is kind of easier. I did it with the film rather than the spray
Yeah.
paint, but I've seen people do it with the spray paint, and yeah, if you're doing it that like that, I think you would have less risk of messing things up because it's just like a wild design, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Then I stopped doing hydro dip. I might go back one day to it. It's just too much prep.
Did you switch over to doing primarily Cerakoting?
Yes, because I think in the first build that I Cerakoted, well, I think it was like a Supreme slide, but when I did the full the whole Glock 19, the tan OD Coyote one, that was like a real eureka moment. I was like, okay, this is the way to make it look OEM because like I think that was like one of my best fucking spray works ever because it just looked so kind of looked like it got. I showed like a lot of people that aren't really into guns, like they don't really know about 3D guns, and they all thought it was real. So that's like kind of what I was going for to make how realistic can you make a 3D gun look? So yeah, I'm gonna pretty much once I found Cerakote, I'm gonna stick with that for the most part.
Okay.
Just see how far we can push that.
I was talking with Freitech about Cerakote the other day, and he showed me that on the website for Cerakote, they list a bunch of applications specific to 3D printing. And they like mention all these like random filaments that they expect it to work well with, which I was frankly quite surprised to see. I guess they're pretty into FDM printing over there.
Oh yeah, possibly. I've never seen it. I think I've seen somewhere that it works well with nylon, but that's pretty much all I heard. It works good with PLA too, though. I've used it on PLA.
Okay.
I just it's not something you can throw in the oven. You just gotta leave it out at night. But nylon, you can actually it's heat resistant enough to put in the oven. So
Okay.
I feel
there
like nylon's probably the best if you want to go to Cerakote route.
Are there any issues with nylon in the moisture?
I have not had any issues myself. I've heard a lot of people say, I've heard people say it makes it stronger if you spray it on there. It makes it weaker if it absorbs moisture. I've heard, honestly, both opposites. But I mean, I guess if you're putting it in the oven, you're drying it out anyway.
True.
So I couldn't really tell you. I mean, you just got to do a lot of experimenting, I guess. But so far, just spraying it the regular way, throwing it in the oven for about an hour, that pretty much does the trick.
So now, one thing that I've kind of wondered about it, and you've actually put Cerakote on like not plastic, but printed frames and things like that. Is ideally when you have like a ceramic coating, it would to an extent be a heat insulator, and so it would, in theory, allow you to stay a little bit cooler, a little bit longer. Have you found that in your experience?
I have not, but I would. That makes sense, though. I would think so, because I would guess the one that I did with PLA, it would be more heat resistant. I would guess, but I haven't really done any tests to like test it out. But it makes sense though.
It would have some really cool implications for like silencers if you were to coat the inside of a baffle, something like that. Something to think about.
Yeah.
Just in case you get a little froggy with a Form 1.
You know,
Just
allegedly.
like dip it and spin it a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know, I could. You know, that would be a good idea. You know, I'll put that on the list. Secret list.
If you patent it, I want to cut.
I got you, man. I got you.
So you mentioned that your first gun you bought in the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you didn't really grow up around guns at all?
Not really, no. It wasn't like no one really like looked down on them per se in the household. They were just not really around, or no one really talked about it, or no one really said you need a gun. I never like really questioned on having one. I had friends that had guns, and I had guns. I've held guns and stuff before, but I just never thought about owning one myself. And then I think I was at my job one day, and one of my friends, he was like, "Yeah, man," he was about to buy a gun. He was like, "You have a gun?" And then I asked myself, I was like, "Why don't I have a gun?" So that's kind of like where it kind of hit me.
And no like backlash from the family or anything. Like,
Oh no,
being this
very
hobby now.
supportive. I was actually the last person, like out of all my cousins and aunts and uncles, to get a gun. So it just, they, and I feel like I'm more knowledgeable in the family about them today as well. So I try to teach everybody. But everyone had a gun. They kind of think now that I'm like building a bunch, they're like, "Damn, what you trying to do with them guns?" But
Are you starting a militia? That's what they would
yeah,
say.
like what you getting ready for? But
Yeah.
I'd say I get the most support from my parents. They're like, "Yeah, man, build 100, build 1,000."
Base.
One thing that's kind of happened with my family lately is when we have like outdoor like grilling parties or anything like that, somebody will always bring a barbecue gun that's like their conversation piece. Like they'll just like wear it open carry and they want someone to ask them about it. Have you guys ever had anything like that in your family?
Oh no, I wish that'd be kind of cool. But no, that's kind of me, I guess. I'm like the one that's like, ask me about this gun, please.
Like
It's not a barbecue
open
gun.
carrying.
I'm
the
not open
Barbie
carrying, though.
AR-10.
But yeah, I'm usually the guy that's like, come on, please ask me about it.
So
the
from
family.
going from not being into firearms to where you are today, is it something where you've dove into the point where you're like setting up an EDC with lights with certain candela and certain lumens with red dots and all that kind of stuff? Or are you more into it still, like more recreationally, or?
Kind of both. I'd say I do have like my first carry gun is a Glock 19 Gen 4, so I just kind of leave that one stock. I'm kind of both like recreational and also about just promoting your rights, your 2A rights. So it's kind of just half and half, but I'd say the recreational part is the fun part that I like to uh, display more of, because I think like that's that kind of what brought me into the social, getting to know everybody. But yeah, I do all that EDC stuff and practicing dry fire and all that too. But that's kind of like personal.
I sit here in my armor with a helmet and all my mags and all that kind of stuff. I'm just reloading too, man.
Yeah, I
LARPing,
just do
bro.
that
You
on
gotta
my
LARP.
own. Yeah, just LARPing stuff.
That's right.
But that's the LARPing is like recreational for me because I got a rocket launcher.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
So take us through all that. Like you made your what's the name of it? Your launcher.
Oh, the RPG 75 SKFE.
Yes, is that the same one that IPS has?
Yeah, that's the one he designed.
Okay, yeah. How is that? Because
Oh,
I just remember the iconic video of you holding it over your shoulder and it just going off.
To be honest, I was bummed out that whole day because it's supposed to be a ignition. You're supposed to shoot it with your ignition, but I guess on the last part, which is supposed to be the easy part, IPS said it's supposed to take out this part. I guess where you put the primer. I couldn't get that fucking part out. I don't know if it was welded in there or what. So I was kind of bummed out that I was sticking the firework in there, lighting it and then shooting it. I'm like, oh man, this is not based. So basically, I don't know. I got this idea. I was shooting my cousins, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna shoot this behind my back. Just film it like real quick. And they're like, are you sure it's gonna explode by your head? I'm like, yeah. I think I thought for like a second. I was like, I got a mask on. It's cool. And yeah, it came out pretty safe, and it was pretty fucking fun. Like that shit is awesome. So I was pretty bummed up until that part, and then I was like, okay, at least if I can't shoot it manually, at least I can shoot it behind the back and look badass. So
Hell yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind of how that came to be.
Did you ever get that little ignition bit working? Pull that
No,
piece out?
it's still in there. I could probably still try to get it out one of these days, but I've just been shooting it I've been shooting it that way. Ever since. I'm trying to get another one though, a real one though, not the training one, and I don't think I will have to take that part out. So we'll see.
With the training one and the real one, the distinction is that the training one has some sort of like dummy thing welded inside that you have to like then remove. Is that correct?
Yeah, it has the training plastic fucking projectile on there, and it has like where the thing clamps down on the primer. It's like this rubber piece that's inside the metal, and it's like welded in there or whatever. So I'm thinking I don't think the real one has that joint in there because it's been used before, and they're disposable. So I think I could bypass that part and just do it. Probably just convert the real one and just keep the training one how it is, and shoot that bitch behind my back.
Oh. So I'm gonna open something up. These are the files that you sent over to me.
Oh yeah, and shouts out to Middleton. I just got a rocket from my guy, and it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, those M72s are kick-ass. There's some cool stuff coming. I can't really say much about it, but
yeah, you can. Come on.
Soon.
All right, soon. But yeah, they're badass. Go check out his selection of RPGs.
Thank you, man. Still got a few left.
Yes, hell yeah. But this is part of my Nintendo pack. Shouts out to Danny Meatball. He allows the people to use his files once he designs them, and he releases the steps for everyone to do what the fuck they want to do with them. So I used one of his magazines to put instead of Super Nintendo, so I don't get sued. I put Super Extendo, and that's just one of my designs I put out there. You guys know where the magic happens, where to find the files, and on those places I'm under GFTG_files, and you can find a couple things that I'm trying to get in the CAD game. So
hell yeah,
slowly but surely.
Now, what CAD are you using?
A little bit of Fusion and a little bit of what's it called? The one everyone hates, Tinkercad.
Tinkercad.
Don't say it.
And a little bit of Blender. Tinkercad is like to get that simple stuff. You don't have to. I don't know.
2 out of 3 is not bad.
It takes like 1,000 controls to do like just whatever in Fusion, and it takes like 2 controls to do it in Tinkercad. So. But I can see why people like Fusion. I can see. I'm gonna learn it one day.
There's one that just came out called Parasolid. I'm gonna give that a shot and see if that's worth a shit. So,
isn't Parasolid just the engine from SolidWorks?
Shit, I'm saying it wrong. What is it? Plasticity 1.0 just released.
Oh yeah, Tinker Game. Everyone in the comments.
Dude,
I started in Tinkercad.
Sergeant Dengler says, "Smart man, Nintendo will sue over whistling the Mario theme song."
Yeah,
well, if you think that's bad, just wait.
There's our strike. There we go.
It's only gonna get worse from here.
That's a drone strike on all of our houses. You don't play with the mouse, baby.
Oh yeah, and you guys already know. I've been saying it for the longest. If your Glock don't got a switch, you ain't black, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he's got the Newport, dude.
Shit.
He's got the Newport.
Dude,
He's
the
got
fucking
rolls.
tight ass rolls too.
Oh yeah, I try to bring whatever I can to the 3D 2A, and then sometimes that's jokes. So I just try to do something funny. You can get your slaps at Graveyard Guns on Instagram. I have the link in there, or Graveyard Guns 1 on Twitter. You can find my store. Got a bunch of slaps and shit. Rails Down Gang, the best way to print. You know what I'm saying? Rails Down Gang, Launcher Boy Gang. You know what I'm saying? And we got patches, so we got cool stuff.
Nice.
Try to bring just fun, cool stuff that people would like in the form of stickers. So. But yeah, that's my favorite one right there.
Hell yeah.
And this right here is just an example of what you can do with the Cerakote. I would say if you really like 3D printing, I'd say, and you think you're going to be doing it for a long time, just bite the bullet. Go ahead and let's learn some Cerakote, man. All you need is a $150 slow cooker or something. Get at me. I can show you the oven from Amazon. All you need is like a bead blasting cabinet and a air compressor, and pretty much
This is beautiful.
I appreciate it, man. I was really proud of this one. It had the three colors: the cobalt, the black, and the crimson red. And you can think of whatever design you want, and you can make any gun that your heart desires. Moving forward. So I'm just trying to see what you can do with the Cerakote, and that's just an example.
When
So
you're
now-
not super zoomed in, it's fairly impossible to tell this is even printed. Yeah, this is a beautiful build. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
Even when you
appreciate
zoomed in, I couldn't tell. Shit.
it. Yeah, man, that CF nylon. Invest you in a good printer that can print nylon. Ender 3 S1 Pro can out the box can do it. I think that's what I printed that on. So stock as well. So anyone can do it. If you have a printer, just take that extra mile, man.
And
If you
taking
don't
that
wanna
extra
repeat
mile
that,
is
man.
something that I feel like you do that quite a bit, where pretty much everything that I've seen from you on social media has always gone the extra mile. Like, you've got the picture that Danny was talking about where you're shooting behind you. You've got builds like this. You've got just a very particular aesthetic and a way of executing it almost flawlessly that I feel like it gets you a lot of positive reviews, and also to me just speaks to someone who is sort of an artisan at heart and really loves to just put the time into it. Before you got into guns, was there something that you were really big into putting this kind of time into?
Yeah. But not since school though. When I was in school, I used to draw my own comic books and shit. And but that was in middle school. In high school, I started making my own clothes, painting my clothes and screen printing them and stuff. But after high school, I kind of feel like I lost my artistry. I didn't really have anything to express my artist side until I got back into guns, and then I was like, man, it's time to turn it back up. So, but yeah, it's really just clothes and stuff. It's really that all I really I did. In a couple pictures and stuff.
I'm just looking right here. This is this thing right here. This is the sticker. The zombie hand holding
Yeah,
the
the
gun.
zombie hand. That's a
Hell yeah.
keychain. On that particular frame, there's a little hole for a magwell, I guess, but I couldn't fit a magwell on there, so I just stuck a keychain on there.
Okay.
And that's kind of a great point to ask about that as well. So that is the zombie hand, the gun from the grave, right? Where did the name come from?
Yeah, the name actually came from well, first it came from a rapper. His name is Dave from the Grave. He's from Orlando, and I kind of took a twist off his name, and he seems to be okay with it. Uh, but yeah, I kind of the kind of meaning of it is like I didn't like. I thought calling guns ghost guns is kind of lame, and I don't know, kind of edgy to say, "Yo, I make ghost guns," check me out. But so I just wanted a cooler play on guns. So you can bring a gun from the grave by getting a bunch of parts and putting them together. Now you have a gun from a grave. You brought it to life. It's a gun. Or you can bring a gun from a grave from a boring bland gun. You can put some art to it and also bring it to life. So it's a bunch of ways to bring a gun from a grave. And I thought it was just a cooler way to say a ghost gun, because I don't build ghost guns. All my guns are from the grave. So
Hell yeah.
Do you know if Dave from the Grave knows about you?
yeah. He's liked a couple of my pictures, and we had a couple DMs. So he knows I use his name, and I say every time I tag him and shit, I'm like, yo, Dave from the Grave, that's where I got my name from, right? You know that, right? And yeah, he seems to be cool with it.
No cease and desist yet.
Yeah, no cease and desist from yet, but he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
So JP is asking your favorite place to get inspiration from for your designs.
I would say, I guess just like fashion and shit. A lot of my just designs are like, Louis Vuitton, Nike, Supreme, Bape. Just hip hop designs. I guess you see in the urban culture, um, or I might do like some skate designs too. I might do some DC
Hell
or some
yeah.
shit one day. We'll see. We'll see. But
Give me some
just
almost.
brands and shit. Just the cool brands that you like, I'd say.
Sweet.
So yeah, I'd say where I get most of my designs. Just things that fashion, but you can wear it on your gun instead.
Yeah.
So, what is the highest octane drip that you have not incorporated into a design yet?
Yet there is some Louis Vuitton CAD I haven't done yet. It's a Louis Vuitton CAD idea I have. I just need to learn CAD first. But I haven't done the Bape one was really big for me. And the Nike. But I don't know. I'm still because once I think of something, I automatically get to moving. And I don't really have a big idea yet, but once I think of one, I kind of just do it. Like I hit up Panda, shout out Kung Fu Panda. She makes my my vinyls. So I just hit her up and I tell her, yo, I want instead of saying just do it, just say I want it to say just shoot it, and she'll make the vinyl for me, and I'll just get to work with my Cerakote. So I hit her up anytime I got an idea. So and the Home Depot one was pretty cool.
Hell yeah, I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, the Home Depot one was pretty cool, and I had myself inside the store and shit with the gun. Photoshop, of course. But yeah, I don't have a big idea yet, or just I may have a idea, I just don't want to speak on it yet.
Okay, fair enough, dude.
And this right here is what you get when you have a guy that makes quirky shit and learns how to do a little CAD. He puts a switch on your Glock. That is a Glock switch, guys.
Bro.
Get it?
That's very funny.
It's a Nintendo Switch on your Glock. So tell the ATF to chill out. You know what I'm saying? It's just a charging handle. But if you want to say I got a switch on my Glock and you want a legal switch, that is the way you do it. You put a Nintendo Switch charging handle on your backplate.
Part of me
That's
doesn't believe
very
you since this
funny.
isn't rotated around to the front.
I have some pictures on the gram. It's on my I have another page where I just put my CAD shit. GF someone's watching porn and shit. But GFTG_files on Instagram. You can see all of my CAD shit. and I post pictures of people who do CAD as well. So I had a couple people to print one of those. It's cool,
Nice.
man. That's just what you get when you learn CAD. That's just like I did that in Tinkercad. So once I learned Fusion, brace yourselves.
Yeah, dude.
That's right.
The world is not ready.
The world's not ready for me to learn CAD, but yeah, that's part of the Nintendo pack. So get that and get your Danny Meatball Super Extendo and make yourself a Nintendo Glock.
Hell yeah.
That was actually going to be my Cerakote idea, but I didn't feel like doing all that shit, so I catted it.
So you made a comment just now where you were saying that if you had an idea, or rather that you move quickly when you do have ideas. So if you thought of it, you're probably working on it, but you might not be talking about it. So
Just
as
one.
somebody who is very creative, who is very stylish, who it seems like you have a very good handle on how to make a very entertaining social media presence. Like every time I go to your page and there's something new, it's all killer, no filler. What's the trick to maintaining your personal profile and your sort of personal brands? Do you have a strategy, or is that just who you are?
There is a little strategy to it. As far as that page goes, I just like cut the bullshit. It's just straight fire all the time. It's not pictures of like my dog and shit and just me just living life. Like I just want to post cool shit all the time. And if I'm making something, it's got to be the best that I can do. And that particular page, it's guns. It's guns from the grave. So it's always going to be cool guns, cool shit all the time. I kind of exaggerated. I wear the mask and I got the laser beam eyes all the time. I was doing that just because when I first started social media, I never really planned on showing my face like at all. Um, um, but on Instagram, I kind of just kept it with the mask, and I just show my face when it really matters, on the YouTube and shit. But I kind of exaggerated a little bit. But yeah, it's all strategy, man. Just the hottest shit you can find, basically. I just say, just post the coolest shit you can, no filler, straight to the heat.
Yeah. And I got a question about the story behind the red boots in the background there.
Oh yeah. I think I came across on Instagram some chick did them. I'm not sure who her name was, but like I said, I seen her do it, and I went straight to it. I got to it. So I printed it. I found it on Thingiverse. You have to scale them up yourself. Really, I just did it the biggest I could do on the printer, and they can fit. So you got to core your toes a little bit, but
Yeah.
Oh my god.
they fit though, and it was a cool project, man. Something that wasn't a gun, but like I said, stylish and shit. It's a part in fashion, I guess you could say that. So, that I guess another part where fashion kind of dictated my next project.
It's awesome.
Are those like a knockoff of those? There's like that. There's a pair of Montclair boots that I can't remember who it was. They wore these. They look like very similar to that. They're just like red Montclair boots. Is it supposed to be that, or is it from something else?
I don't know the original brand. I thought they were Balenciaga or some shit. I don't know. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I just know that they're like they're real bigger than those. They're like go up to your knees. They're like Astro Boy boots.
So, speaking of Balenciaga,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like I got a little schizo in the Out of Battery Discord the other day, looking at all these mid-journey generated Balenciaga memes. Did you follow that at all?
No, you
Okay.
said Balenciaga
So-
memes.
Timeline. I want to talk to you about this because you know what Balenciaga is, and I basically didn't prior to this, right? Like I knew it was a brand, but not really.
Yeah.
So I guess in November of 2022, Balenciaga got in hot water because they had 2 advertising campaigns that were unrelated. The first included a bunch of photos of children in
Okay, I remember that one.
questionable poses.
Yeah. They were like in BDSM shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when people were freaking out about that, someone discovered that in a previous ad campaign, they had included printed out pages of like court rulings on child pornography as like background material in the ad. Very weird, right?
That's wild.
And so for a long time, if you search Balenciaga, the first thing that pops up, hey, guess what? Balenciaga just had a bunch of ad campaigns seem a little child rapey. It's a little questionable.
Yeah.
And recently, in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or something, there have been a crazy number of these memes. And the meme format is, it started with this one guy. I think his name is Demon Flying Fox or something like that. He basically posted these videos to YouTube and TikTok. And the video is Harry Potter characters in like fashion poses wearing clothes that look like they're made by Balenciaga as a particular like song plays in the background. It's very like well done and quite crunchy. And I saw that video and was like, this is good. And so I ended up finding that there was like, another one of these videos. And after I'd clicked on 2 of them, YouTube started recommending more and more of these. Right. And I spent a long time watching. There are like thousands of them now. There's so many. I think it's a psyop by Balenciaga, dude. I legitimately think they paid the first guy to make one to like make it so that when you Google Balenciaga, that's the bullshit isn't the first thing to pop up anymore.
I'm kind of with you. When we talk about like all just with when you said they had the paper in the back, I think that is some I don't know, like maybe that was really instinctively like put there to plant a seed possibly, but that's just my tinfoil hat. I think they know that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, dude. You don't accidentally print that shit out and put it in the photo, right? Like,
yeah. I don't know what the end plan is, but I know there is. I feel like 100% there's an agenda there, and I don't know what they're trying to do though.
It's just ever since Epstein Island and like nothing happened, nothing fucking happened. Yeah. It's like, where are we going with this?
Old girl just got sentenced, right? And they're like, well, no one really gave a fuck about the list. They're like, oh, you got the list, right? No,
fucking dude.
Honestly, something if that Bitplum would say if he were here would be that you need to make sure that you have all of the names of your local sex offenders printed out on paper, because when the grid finally goes down and society collapses, there won't be an internet that you can go look it up on. So just something to keep in mind.
That is good advice right there.
When society ends, cleanup begins.
Yeah.
We need a post-apocalypse Chris Hansen.
The episodes would be shorter.
When we were in Jesus Christ, when we were in Vegas, we were like driving to the strip, and on the side of the road there was like this sign, and the sign is like advertising some law firm or something. I assume some sort of injury lawyer, some bullshit. But his ad is super memorable because it's literally just Epstein didn't kill himself. That's all. It's literally all the ad is, which rocks, dude.
Oh shit, that is a good advertisement.
It's pretty based.
It's just Vegas in a nutshell, really.
Especially for a law firm.
Something else that is pretty based is having alcohol, which is something that some of our viewers are probably aware of, but you may or may not have been a public persona at one point on a show that very occasionally consumed alcohol. So I think this is a great moment to take a second and just have a little cheers. Thanks for joining us tonight, man.
Cheers, boys.
In IPS words.
Oh yeah. So Come Out in PLA was asking when Serialless again.
We will be back soon. We're still together. We still talk damn near every day. We're just at a point where we just don't know what's next on where to take the show or how we want to do it. But once we all agree on that, it's all going to be full send. I actually have an idea I want to slide across to the boys. Haven't gotten to them about that yet, but we will come back full force pretty soon with something new. So
Hell
that's all.
yeah. So,
Perfect.
you know, this might be digging into details that you aren't sure you want to share yet, but are you changing format?
Just me personally, or just the whole show?
The whole
The
show.
Yeah, possibly. We just don't know how we want to take it yet. I guess maybe just doing a weekly show and getting submissions every week was kind of just taking a toll on them, I guess, on all of us. But
Yeah.
we'll figure out a better way to do something consistently, because I think that's most importantly what we care about is if we're going to do content, we want to be consistent with it. So not like going hard for 2-3 weeks and then take a week off or something because it got a little overbearing. But yeah, when we figure it out, it's going to be consistent. But yeah, it'll be in a newer format. I don't know how different from the old one, but yeah, it'll be new.
Hell
It's
yeah.
funny because there is a lot of back end. Like a lot of people, when I would watch just YouTube before, I'm just like, oh, they just hop on every whatever day and do whatever
Yeah.
their show is, like whoever it may be. But no, there's a ton of back end, especially if you're having other people's content and guests and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, it's a
way
lot
more
of
work than you'd think it'd
that
be.
stuff. Yeah, and we just you had to keep up submissions and prizes and shit. So yeah, we had to. We're gonna have to change some things moving forward, but can't wait to come back though. But sure, yeah, Serialless will return. Uh, just don't know yet when exactly yet.
Do you need season 2 intro? Hmm?
That would be dope. Shouts out to Kate, man. He made our intro, and I still love that intro. I still like the first one, but we'll take another one. But I think the first one's pretty fucking dope.
Hell
Honestly.
yeah.
Um, yeah, appreciate it, man.
So can you walk us through the history of Serialless? How did you guys start the show? Did you guys know each other super well before the show, etc.?
That goes all the way back with Sabar. Shouts out to Sabar, man. We miss you. Please come home. But
Hell yeah,
yeah,
dude.
it started out with Sabar. And I knew Sabar around like the reason I got to social media and even made a Guns from the Grave page because my personal page kept getting flagged. And I'm like, well, I don't want to lose all my friends from high school and shit. So I just made a new Guns from the Grave page, and Sabar was one of the first couple people I met. Him, couple come out PLA was also one of the first. But eventually, I'd say around the time of the gun makers match time, he was he's doing his late night with Sabar. Well, I don't think he even called it at the time, but I did his first interview, basically. And after he did the interview, he basically said, I really like doing this interview thing. I'm thinking of the show. I'm going to grab like a couple of people, and we're going to do a show. We're just going to figure it out and move from there. Yeah, he grabbed me, IPS, and Tame the Bang. Yeah, we actually all I had a rapport at everybody at that point. So I'm like, okay, well, cool. You got people I love already. So we did the show, and it was pretty fun. And then I guess Sabar, he wanted to do his own thing, so he ended up doing his own show. And then we recruited Misfits and Kron. So ever since then, we kind of changed up the flag with the cereal box and changed it to Serialless. Oh yeah, and at one point, I guess after Sabar left, um, P80 Ralph, he gave us the torch for his show to hold it down while he took a break off. And shouts out to P80 Ralph, man, because I really appreciate that. And I really took content a little more serious when he gave us the torch to his shows, because I'm like, man, the fact that the show I watch damn near every Friday, that he respects us enough to give us the torch. That really meant a lot. So around the middle time, he gave us the torch to his show, and then we kind of just turned it to Serialless, and we kind of did our own thing on Thursday. But that's kind of the history of the show, and then we're just kind of figuring it out where to take it now at a more consistent part. But yeah, I kind of started off with Sabar, and I hope he's doing all right these days.
Same, man.
I miss you.
So he just posted on Twitter, just a proof of life.
Okay.
Yeah. So he says he's still on his journey, figuring things out, but he's alive. So
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's always social media and stuff, and people like to take breaks. But don't forget this is a community, and we all care about each other too. So, even if you need a break from social media, there are people in this community that care about you. So, don't forget about that.
Goddamn right.
Allegedly.
I miss him so much, dude. I miss him so much.
Yeah, man. Really cool dude. Really, I give a lot of props to him because before, the media thing, I never really cared about interacting with people. I just wanted to just show my shit off and just, that's it on Instagram. And then he really kind of made me want to care about creating content. Him and P80 Ralph were, I guess, a big part of my journey in creating content, I guess, because I really just wanted to post guns and that's it. But they made me want to do more and made me figure out I can do more in this community. So big props to those two.
Oh, yeah.
So something I was thinking about recently. This is completely off the wall question, but I think it's a good question for you as, one of the Serialless boys. Do you think, 50 years from now, there are going to be historians of GunCAD that are like trying to dig through your old podcasts to find like info about the history of 3D printed guns?
Bro, yeah, I was thinking about that too before. I'm thinking one day all of us are going to be like the future revolutionaries, man. I think what we're doing is like big history. Like even like right now, how you see FGCs and fucking Asia and shit. I think it's like we're doing big things right now. So I think hell yeah, like because we're fucking fighting the system, bro. And you see the shit that Danny is
This is not a functional firearm. Dear
yeah,
God.
he's coming up with fucking
That was for Goon.
shotguns and 37 millimeter things and homemade extended magazines and shit. So yeah, I think and we have a pretty positive community as well. It's not like we're like promoting violence or anything or doing degenerate shit. We're kind of just like standing on our rights. Like, yo, this is our 2A rights. We're keeping this shit. And I think in the future, hell yeah, people are going to be looking through all of our shit, trying to figure out how it started. Where did that big boom come from? Like, how did it get from just a little niche community to wherever the fuck we're going to take it 50 years from now? So hell yeah.
Because there are all these like, Apple TV or whatever shows coming out about like the history of personal computers, which, 50 years from now, when everything is history and all of the details blend together enough that people can write spicy books about a topic, I kind of imagine like if there's still episodes of Serialless, some guy like going through and watching Serialless episode 17 to prove that one particular frame existed on a particular date or whatever. It'll be fun, man.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be in history books and shit, man.
As shown on the 4th episode of Serialless.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Bro, where did the scarab come from? Who designed that? It's like some big historian figure, man. We need to look through the details, figure out who did that.
I feel like there are people already who are trying to figure out who is doing that, except they're just federal agents, so they're not like cool people to be known by.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and another thing I like to do is, I like to troll the feds. Anytime someone asks you guys, what you got to sell, just let them know you only have the D. They're gonna be like, what's the D? You only have the D? Only D's nuts.
The only charge you're gonna get me on is prostitution, boys.
Yeah, man.
And tax evasion.
Troll the feds
Got him.
every chance you get, because they're out there asking.
Dude,
sketchy
I
shit.
haven't made it. No one has ever once asked me to sell them a firearm. They ask me to fucking help them with things sometimes,
That's
but
good.
I
But
never fucking sell them something.
Well, that's because your social media is not posted with a bunch of printed ass guns and.
yeah,
That's
on
true.
your Instagram,
That's
you have
why.
like 5 pictures or some shit.
Yeah, almost nothing.
That's probably why. I think that's where most of the feds lurk. There, I guess Twitter. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, you have any files for sale?" And you're like, "No, you just go build one for free, bro."
Yeah.
It's right there. Read the guide.
I kind of wish I got more DMs from feds because I feel like they would be really fun people who will always answer. So like if you're like really bored and you can't sleep at like 3 a.m. and you're like sitting on the toilet, you're like trying to push one out before bed and you don't got anyone to talk to, you could just hit up your local fed and be like, "Hey, so about your question earlier," and then you'll see the 3 dots like instantly after, and then you can just like fuck with them and like send them like
What are you
pictures.
wearing right
I'm
now?
feeling
baby?
alone.
Yeah.
Hey, you up, baby? What's up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
feds
why
are
are we
always
not
really
honey
fun.
dicking feds right now?
That's the move.
You know
man.
what? Let me find the guy who keeps sending me pictures of auto sears, and I'm messaging him right now.
Yeah. Okay.
While Middleton is hitting up his personal fed, I have a question about the feds. So, to be clear, I'm not encouraging anyone to not be 100% alert at the wheel about feds, but I'm pretty sure 90% of these people are just retards and they aren't actually feds.
That's fair.
That is fair, but I like to believe that those are fed activities and
Yes.
fed actions come from feds. But yeah, they're probably not feds. But you gotta get the humiliation of being called a fed for being fetish.
The way that
Part of
everyone
the
should act
fetish.
is everyone's a fed until proven otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't share shit.
Possibly even still.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're
part of
all
the reason that
feds.
really makes me think that most of these people are just don't know and aren't actually feds is when I don't know. There have been a few times like when we've been throwing like a gamer house or something, and Bitplum is like wrangled over the host of the house or whatever. We're talking with the host of the house. The host of the house was excited. They think it's cool. Somehow he always manages to get people to think it's cool. Their first question, like out of the gate, every one of them is like, "Can I buy one?" Which I think that's most people's first reaction. It's like they
That
don't.
is true.
It goes back to what we were talking about before. This like learned helplessness. People don't think they can build things. They don't want to get into 3D printing. That sounds fucking hard. Even if you 3D print it, then you got to put it together. And where do all
Yeah.
these fiddly little springs go? And so their first impulse is, "Oh, you know how to do this. You can make it for me. I'll pay you for it because it's a cool object and I want it, but I don't want to have to go through all the effort to make it and buy it, etc." So if I had to wager, at least half of all fed activities are actually people being retarded and not actually
Yeah,
feds.
That's
But
true.
that said, there's still a lot of feds out there. So,
Yeah.
don't fall asleep at the wheel, boys.
In fact, especially those dudes with the auto sears on their page, and they're like, "Yeah, I can sell you an auto sear." Don't do it. You will have your door kicked out, down, and your dog shot. And hey, man, if you want an auto sear, just make your own. I'm not condoning you to do that; it's illegal, but you're better off doing that than buying one. So I'll just say that.
With 5 minutes and 5 cents, you too can be a felon.
Yes, you can be a felon, but don't buy felons. Make your own felonies, boys.
Get them on airplanes as God intended.
Yeah, well, that's all I can say. Or don't get an auto sear at all. Get you a Nintendo Switch backplate from where to find it, and throw that bitch on your Glock, and now you got a Switch. Tell
So-
all your friends about it.
When you have said this line a couple times tonight, when you say you know where to find it, is there like a YouTube rule against talking about the place that we're all talking about? Because I always just say
I
Odyssey.
feel like we just say it.
Yeah.
I figured like I thought it's because PSR was getting videos getting taken down, saying like I'm telling people where to find it. You're not allowed to tell people where to find it.
So
okay.
I don't know.
think
I'm just
he
trying to
was-
protect you guys, man. I'll tell you guys.
Fair enough.
Much
Maybe
appreciated.
we
I
should
think he
be
was
more careful.
He
I
was
just never
getting in
liked saying it.
trouble because he was pushing his code for KAK, which is buying guns. I'm pretty sure we can say Odyssey, and if not,
So
it's a little
Well,
late.
Odyssey, Colts,
when
a
we
magic
got
hat.
the first warning and strike pairing, that was posting like KAK and GSD supply codes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just use
We
that as
will-
my advantage, just to say like I didn't tell anyone where you could get it.
that's
I
Easiest
just-
way is
plausible
just
denial.
I just use that
Right.
across all the boards. Like I don't tell you where to get. You should know. If
That's
you're in
fair.
this area, you should know where all to get. You know where everything is.
Speaking about codes, let's see if Pen's awake. You can get 10% off at Coex with the code Add a Battery Live. Yeah, wow, look at him go.
Dude,
That's good.
Damn, son, where'd you find that?
So where is Damn Son? Where'd you find that originally from?
That's
damn
from
good question.
those mixtapes.
Dude, we need to get
But who
a
was
fucking
the-
sound.
Oh, you talking about the guy?
Yeah.
Like Planet? Oh, there's like a skit on that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
They like actually found the guy.
Oh man.
This skit is great. That's
Yeah,
why.
so-
That's the only reason I do it.
Do you like the soundboard? Because now that Middleton just did the clip, I'm like, I kind of want a soundboard, but also it feels like with much power comes much responsibility type thing, where it would be annoying if we're constantly pressing air horn.
P80 Ralph tried a
Annoying
soundboard,
or
and I will tell
awesome.
you,
Damn,
it's
son.
rough.
I've
So
never
it-
used the soundboard.
It was popularized by its use in the late 2000s by Gucci Mane and OJ the Juice Man Trapaholics mixtapes. It is voiced over by
Trapaholics.
Shado Hayes, a 42-year-old voiceover artist.
It's just
We
so
are
good.
lucky.
If you don't know what we're talking about, just search "Damn Son, where'd you find that?"
Or go listen to the Gucci Mane. Both of those things
Yeah.
will improve your life.
They will. Trapaholics, bitch.
I will say, talking about soundboards brings up some memories. I remember in high school calling pizza places with the Mr. Rogers soundboard and ordering pizza and talking about my furry brown cat and stuff like that. And it's actually pretty difficult to talk to people and have cohesive sentences until you really learn the soundboard. And that was back in the day when we had like Java and Flash and all that shit built right in. Flash soundboards, you just boop, boop, boop. It was great. Good memories right there. Thanks.
Evidently, Discord just added a soundboard, which I discovered by joining a
What?
Discord call, and
What?
someone was just like, "Air horn, air horn,
Oh,
air
that
horn."
sounds so obnoxious.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna really make the after party suck from now on.
I'm gonna annoy some people with that.
Is it stuff that we can add in? Because if we could, we
Yes,
could do the
you
damn
can.
son.
You can add arbitrary
My bad.
sound files to it.
I thought that was a soundboard.
My bad.
Nope.
No, you're good.
Bros living downtown.
Can't be worse than Cape being in his prime city back in the day.
Oh, dude. Yeah, those were good times, man. The cops showed like driving past my window at like 100 miles an hour, like once every 3 minutes.
Jeez.
Oh,
So what's next
So-
on the block for you, man?
Oh man, a bunch of projects I need to knock out. I want to rebuild my arc. A bunch of more Glocks. You guys when we see more fancy branded arcs. I mean, not Glocks out here.
So what I
I
want to
know-
see from you, if you're gonna do another Glock, I want a Jenny from the block Glock.
A Jenny from the Block Glock.
Yeah,
I don't know how to incorporate that, but
gotta figure
Maybe.
it out, man.
something pink maybe.
There you go.
I got you. I'll figure that out. A Jenny from the Block Glock.
what is Jenny from the block?
It's J-Lo, boy.
A J-Lo Glock. What about a
Okay.
Shakira Glock?
I'm about that. How are you gonna put some hips on that thing, though?
These
Oh,
hollow
man.
tips don't
Fucking
lie,
hollow-
baby.
Yes,
These hollow
bro.
tip hips don't lie, bro.
Yup.
You just got to add those gas pedals.
So are you've done a ton of Glocks, but like, do you have any kind of interest in doing things like we now have printable SIG grip frames? Anything with any of the other pistol types?
Yeah, I have a dusty F320 320 FCU kit, just been getting dusty for like 2 years. So yeah, once I get a slide for that, I can start doing some grip modules. I keep putting it off though to get another Glock slide, of course. But yeah, soon and soon more ARs and shit. You guys see more ARs from me pretty soon. I just did the Mac, which is a remix of the Scarab. So just did that. So yeah, we're gonna get more shit soon. I want to do more things with my store. I want to upgrade it, have more cool shit to provide for the community than just stickers, but more cool stickers. And then I want to drop more content and do more things with WTS. So just bigger, better things, learn more, teach more. The same old thing I've been doing since the beginning. But bigger,
Hell yeah.
better.
On the note of teaching more, especially you mentioned that you want to start learning Fusion. JP and Unseen have been doing some pretty cool stuff. So if you want to learn Blender, you have an opportunity with them. But for the rest of the guys, keep up with JP and Unseen in their Discord because they've been doing some pretty cool stuff in there.
Well, they didn't pay us to plug that. You don't have to.
They didn't pay us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Shouts out to Unseen. He gave me a cool little teaching moment. He was going everywhere, but I'm like, damn, bro, I got to write this stuff down. So next time I get a lesson with him, I'll write that shit down so I don't lose it all. But yeah, shouts out to Unseen Killer and JP, man. Go check out their tutorials because they are really helpful and doing some cool things out there.
If you guys are interested in checking those out, you can visit Unseen Killer's website, which you can find by searching Unseen Killer. And on there is a link which will bring you there. And I believe it's Friday, every Friday.
Friday at 6.
Before at 6 Eastern, before any of the shows start, anything like that, you can go and hang out in their Discord, and they will have beginner, intermediate, and advanced stuff. Super, super good. I sat in on one with JP and was thoroughly impressed. I learned quite a few things. So definitely check that out. On the topic of finding people's websites, the site you mentioned with these fucking dope stickers, where can people find that?
To be honest, I don't remember the actual URL, but you can find that URL on my Instagram at Graveyard Guns, and you will find it in the bio. It's like graveyardguns.business.com, some shit.
I'm checking it out.
It's also in my Twitter bio, so find it there. Graveyard Guns on Twitter.
Okay, so search up Graveyard Guns on Instagram and Twitter, and you should be able to find out more from our lovely guest, more about Serialless, and more links to the website where you can get these dope-ass stickers and potentially more in the future.
Hell yeah.
Pen, write this down. Gravy. That's graveyardguns.company.site.
Oh, you found it. I was off. I said business.
Graveyardguns.company.site.
.site. Appreciate
then
it.
click
guys.
shop now.
There you go.
Hell yeah. So, unless you have anything else you want to plug, that is probably a wrap for today. But
yeah. Pew Party. Catch me at Pew Party, man. It's going to be in Orlando on May the 6th. You can use my code Guns from the Grave, get 10% off. It's hosted by Jetta Shooter, so I'll be there. And I also wanted to thank you guys at the Out of Battery Boys. Big fans of you guys. Love what you guys are doing. Love to see you guys made it to SHOT Show. I know you guys are trying hard. And I just want to congratulate you guys on what you guys are doing and to your future endeavors as well. Thank you, Cape. That was a beautiful intro you gave us. Hope to get a intro another intro for the season 2, man.
Hell yeah.
Middleton and Danny and damn, I'm fucking sorry, I'm losing my Swarmy. Swarmy, I'm
shit.
sorry, I'm losing my shit. You guys
You're
make some
losing my
awesome shit.
friendship.
You guys are making a bunch of awesome shit. Swarmy, you are the fucking 37 millimeter guru. If I need any help with 37 millimeters, you're always there to give me some help. And I'm waiting for that Mayfly. That shit is awesome. I want to make one of those. And Danny, you got all the coolest shit as well. And Middleton, you got some dope shit as well, man. Love all your projects, man. So love everything what you all are doing. And shouts out to BitPlum. Love his his shit too. That design he did with the glow in the dark.
Yeah, dude.
That's one of the
Bro.
best designs I've just seen in the community. Period. So
100%.
big shouts out to BitPlum. So yeah, man. Shouts out to the gang, man. The Out of Battery gang. Love you guys.
Thank you very much for coming. And at this point, we are wrapping up, but we will have an after party on the Out of Battery Discord, which, Penrose, can you hit me with a link, bro? There we go. So here is our Discord invite link. If you copy that, you can visit our Discord page, and we will be hanging out there after the show.
Can we get
hope
that in
to
the
see you all
comments?
there.
Yeah.
And we love you guys. All right.
And real quick, before you roll that, I just wanted to also say cheers, because we only did that one time, and I feel like it should have been more.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming, bud.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me. You guys are legends.
Hell yeah. All right, boys. That's going to do it for the episode. We hope to see you guys next week and in the after party. Peace.
Yes, that's it.
Hell yeah, dude.